Diane Reyes had been a journalist for 11 years and desperate for about 6 months. That's not long in the grand scheme of things, but you'd be surprised how much rot 6 months of desperation can work into a person, the way water works into a foundation crack you keep meaning to get looked at. The paper had let her go quiet, the way papers do it now. Severance check. A LinkedIn recommendation that used the word passionate 3 times, because nobody could think of anything specific to say. She was 38. She had a lease, a car note, and a folder of pitches nobody wanted. Then she found the forum post. 3 sentences from a user account that no longer existed. Something happens in Cuervo Flats every October. People go in for the Ashen offering. Not everyone comes out. She read those sentences more times than she'd ever admit. And here's the thing I need you to sit with, right up front. She didn't find that post. It found her. Real scary stories after dark from Innovate Entertainment. Cuervo Flats sat 40 miles off the nearest highway, out where the silence isn't peaceful so much as deliberate. 12 miles out, a truck sat parked sideways across the road, not broken down, parked. A man on the hood, patient as a held breath. "Road's closed," he said. "I have a reservation at the motel." He unfolded a paper, looked at it like a man confirming something he already knew. Reyes. Not a question. He moved the truck, watched her pass. In her mirror, she saw him seal the road shut again behind her, like a lid going back on a jar. She told herself it was a small-town thing. We tell ourselves a lot, out on the lonely roads. It's usually the last luxury we get. At the motel, her key was already sitting on the counter. "Jimmy called ahead," the owner said, not even looking up. At the diner, the waitress answered every question with rehearsed cheer. Just a community thing, been going on forever. "How's somebody get invited?" Diane asked. "The offering finds who it needs," the girl said. Simple as Sunday. "Seems like it needed you." The envelope came under her door before dawn. Heavy cream paper, handwriting she didn't recognize. "You are expected Friday evening. Follow the trucks east. Do not bring anyone. You will not need your recorder. Everything you need to remember, you will remember." She read it twice. Told herself she was a journalist. Then she went to sleep, easy as anything. And that's the part that ought to chill you more than the envelope did. Not the warning, the sleep. Friday evening, she joined a slow procession of trucks winding into the scrub. Hundreds of people already in the field when she arrived. Whole families, painted children, plates from Austin, Houston, Dallas. An old woman touched her arm. "We're glad you made it, honey." Like a niece, late to Thanksgiving. A girl found her on the path. 19, maybe. Sundress, boots, a wooden tray of small clay cups. "You look overheated," the girl said. She was. She drank. Clean, sweet, something green folded in underneath. The girl smiled, not warm. Finished. The way you smile when a ledger finally balances. Then she was gone. The structure stood at the center of the field, and Diane stopped walking when she saw it, because some old, sensible part of her recognized it before her mind had words ready. 40 feet of cedar and dry brush built into a bull, head lowered, horns sweeping outward, each longer than a man is tall. Torchlight moving across its flanks, so it looked, for one terrible second, like it was breathing. A silver-haired man in a good jacket appeared beside her. First time? That obvious? First-timers always stop walking. He put his hand out. "Raymond Pruitt, County Board." He nodded at the bull. You give the land what it needs. The land gives back. What's it need? He looked at her, really looked, pale eyes that seemed to take in more light than the torches gave off. This year, somebody who notices things. A pause. A witness. You could have called, sent an email. We did, he said. You just didn't know it was us. He walked off, and that's when Diane noticed her hands had gone strange. Not numb, distant. She flexed her fingers and watched them obey a full second late. The heat, she thought. I haven't eaten enough. The girl, she thought, right behind it. And her legs declined to hold her. Quietly, completely. The way a door declines to open once it's locked from the other side. Raymond appeared at her left, the girl at her right. The drink, Diane managed. Just herbs, Raymond said, from the land. What kind? The kind that make you cooperative. The chair simply arrived, the way things do once your mind stopped tracking the seams between moments. 4 men carried her, corner to corner, unhurried as pall-bearers. The crowd parted like a congregation for a coffin. Up close, the bull didn't look built. It looked grown. And woven into its walls, her press badge, laminated, her own face staring out through the branches. A photograph of her mother in Laredo, an ordinary afternoon sun. A photo that existed only on the phone she'd deliberately left behind. They had been building this long before she ever typed Presidio County into a search bar. Sit with that a second. Not the fire, that. You needed a story, Raymond said, gentle as a man closing a door so as not to wake a child. We needed a witness. Everybody gets what they came for. They set the chair inside the open chest of the bull. She pushed against the brush walls. They gave half an inch. And held. She heard the torches find the base. It went up fast. The heat found her feet first, and then the walls glowed orange all around her, and she screamed. The raw kind. The kind where the animal takes the wheel, and the mind just steps back and lets it. Nobody came. 400 faces turned up into the firelight, patient as pews, waiting on the land to receive what it had been given. And then the screaming changed. It became singing. She didn't choose it. Something older than her choosing did. Low and broken and past exhaustion. The exact sound the land recognized, because the land had heard it before. Every October, long before this town had a name. 40 seconds, then nothing. The bull came down clean against the black sky, cedar ribs folding inward like a hand slowly closing, horns holding out longest before they too gave way. Raymond breathed in slow through his nose, the way a man breathes good air after too long somewhere close and stale. Same time next year, he said. Not to the crowd, to the land. The land, as land does, said nothing back. It never has to. That's the part that should scare you most, not that it answers, that it's never once had to. 3 weeks on, a missing persons report went into a file in Austin. A deputy drove out on a gray Tuesday in November, thermos sweating in the cup holder, expecting the whole thing to end the tired way these things always do. 12 miles from town, he found a truck parked sideways across the road. Jimmy climbed off the hood, unhurried. Roads closed. The deputy held up his badge. Jimmy looked at it, looked at him, really looked. He reached into his jacket and drew out a folded piece of paper. He didn't need to open it. He already knew what it said. Funny thing, Jimmy said, almost gentle about it. We were expecting you.